Well, hello again. Looks like you decided to come upstairs with us. We were down in the living room. Now we've moved up to the office. But welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Um, I am definitely enjoying my last day of being able to teach in a sweatshirt. So I figured I would. Today's probably the last day I'll get to do this. So here I am. We do get to have another flashback day today on one of my favorite topics, operations of order. Wait, what was that? Operations of order? That doesn't sound like something we could flash back to because I don't think that's something we've done. Oh, you're telling me the order that we do things in matters? So it is the order of operations? Wow. So math is really similar to ELA. Miss Hayden could teach this and I could teach English, right? So the order that we solve math problems in matters. Just like the order we put words in or even letters in matters in order to get the meaning across. So in English, we want to make sure our words are in order. In math, we want to make sure that we follow the steps in order to solve different problems. So hopefully you have your notes somewhere on our order of operations. If you have those, awesome. Pause the video here, get out your notes, and unpause it when you've got them. If you can't find them, no worries. Just make sure you write down what we're talking about today, because we're going to flash back again to this later on this semester. But go. All right, welcome back. If you don't have your notes, go get them now, and then come right back. But hopefully you have your notes. If you can't find your notes, well, I am here, and we will write down these things again. If you got your notes, just follow along. Make sure you're thinking about our order of operations, and then get ready to solve some problems. Oh, I hit the wrong thing there. Still not the right thing. Mr. Spencer, where are we going? There we go. That's what we want today. All right, so we're talking about the order of operations. Now, you're like, Mr. Spencer, that is so familiar. I've got that. I remember that word we talked about, that made-up word that doesn't really mean anything. P-E-M-D-A-S. PEMDAS, 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 whatever you remember it as. You probably have one written down. We have a mnemonic device, and we remember a mnemonic device helps us remember the order of something. We said... Got two different ones. Oh, and I did not leave enough space there. We said, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or Susan, or Susanna. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And that's to help us remember the order that these letters come in. If you just want to remember PEMDAS, that's cool. If you want to say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to help you remember P-E-M-D-A-S, that's cool too. I remember the one I made when we were all making our own up was this. Please eat more donuts and salads. That was mine, and that helps me remember the order. And now I remember with our mnemonic device here, each letter stands for something. I think I took my highlighter back to school, but each letter stands for something. So challenge yourself here to remember what each letter stands for. What does the P stand for? Now, I know the E stands for exponents, and that's something we haven't talked about. You'll talk about that in 6th grade with Miss Peak or Miss Vandagetti. But what does the P stand for? The M, the D, the A, and the S. Well, I'm going to write this vertically. I'm going to zoom out just a bit here. And I'm going to write our letters vertically and see if we can come up with what they are. Okay, so this MDAS here, M-D-A-S, are just our 4 basic operations in math. Think about what those are. What do we do in math all the time that starts with M? That's multiply. And we know that A, multiplication, is just repeated addition. So you can say multiply or multiplication, add or addition. Our D The opposite of multiplying is dividing. Or divide. Sorry, I should stay consistent here. Divide. And then that S is the opposite of add, and the opposite of add is subtract. All right, now I just remember that I said that E stood for exponents. And that's something we'll talk about in 6th grade, but it's a placeholder there. What does that P stand for? What was that P? P, pineapples, pigs can't fly, please and thank you. What's that? Parentheses. Absolutely. And that, my folks, is why they call me Mr. Spencer the Explorer. I'm able to talk to myself and my little bear back there. He's not quite a monkey, but he helps give me the answers. All right, so we have these 6 things that we do. We do parentheses, then we do exponents, then we multiply, divide, add, and subtract. Now, the other thing that is super important for us to remember is that when we multiply and divide, we do those together. So it doesn't matter when we work left to right. If division comes before multiplication, we go those two grouped together, multiplying and dividing. Same thing with adding and subtracting. Right, okay, this is all familiar. Y'all got this. So we're just going to say work left to right. This one down here, work left to right. All right. So you can't quite see that this is right because my pictures there are blocking it. All right, so we've got these notes. You either had them, or if you didn't have them, write them down. And then we're going to solve them. And I remember we worked top to bottom here. So we're going to start working a couple of problems. All right. Let's see. Well, my favorite number is 7. All right, we're going to start off with one that just has 2 different operations in it. I want you to think about, what do we do first? Do we add or do we multiply? So pause it here, solve this problem, and then we'll talk it through. All right, so looking at our list here, we work down, there are no parentheses. And remember, parentheses, I'll put this over here, are those things that look like that. Little. I like to think of them as bananas, but that's just me. There are no exponents. Remember, there won't be any exponents in what we're seeing this year. Next thing, there's some multiplying. Okay, so there's multiplying, so I'm going to do that first. And there's only one other thing to do here, so we're going to do the addition second. But first, we're going to multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. Then we have 7 plus 12. 7 plus 12 is 19. All right, check your work. Did you get the same thing I got? If you did, awesome. High five. If you didn't, see if you can figure out where you did something different. If you need help figuring it out, let me know. But see if you can check your steps. Remember, we have to do the multiplication first and then the addition. All right. It's going to get tougher now. I hope you're ready. So our next problem, we are going to do, and I guess I can't do it there. I'm going to rotate my paper this way, and we will do all right, now we're getting a little bit tricky. So again, there's no parentheses here, no bananas, no whatever you want to call this. No exponents because there won't be any. There is some multiplication and division, so we're going to do this first. So no division. Now we're down to the add and subtract. Now I know add comes first on our list, but remember we group those. They're such good friends, they always hang out together. So we work these from left to right. It says it right there, work left to right. So on the left side is going to be our subtraction here. And then we are going to do the addition last. Okay. I forgot to have y'all solve this on your own. Oops, I guess we're just doing this one together. Sorry, guys. Okay, so first we're going to do 1 times 1. 1 times 1 is absolutely 1. So then I rewrite the rest of my equation every time. Every time I rewrite every step. The next part we're going to do the subtraction. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then we have 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. There we go. Awesome. Feeling good so far? I love it. All right. I'm going to rotate this one again, and I am now going to cover up my list, and I'm going to give you 2 problems to work on. We are on 3 and 4. If you're keeping track. If you're not, that's cool too. Okay. All right, there are your 2 problems. Pause this video here after I read them to you, and then solve them, but I'll read them first. You have 10 divided by 2 plus 3, and then you have 3 plus 2 times 4 minus 1. Pause this here, solve these on your own, and then we'll come back together and take a look. All right, awesome. So, looking at problem number 3 here, I see that there are parentheses, and we remember we want to solve everything in the parentheses first. So we're going to solve the parentheses first, and then there's only one other thing to do, and that would be 10 divided by whatever's in the parentheses. So let's take a look at what's in the parentheses. We have 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Then I rewrite the entire rest of the equation, which is just the 10 divided by, then we have 10 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Now, chances are, if you got 8, you just work left to right. If your answer was 8, you did 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And 5 plus 3 was 8. But remember, we have to do what's in the parentheses first. If it helps, you can cover that up and focus on what you labeled number 1. All right, let's take a look at number 4 here. Number 4, there are 2 sets of parentheses, and I know we're going to do the parentheses first. When we do parentheses, or with every step along the way, we'll work from left to right. So this parentheses on the left, so we'll do that one first. This parentheses on the right, we'll do that second. Then we'll take both of those answers and multiply them together because that would come next in our list. Did you label yours the same way? If not, pause it here, label them again, and check to see if you got the same answer we're about to get. All right, so first we're going to do 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. Then we have 5 times 4 minus 1. Now, when we're rewriting our problem, it's really important to make sure you bring the parentheses down. Otherwise, you might lose them, and then your answer would be different. Our second step, we said, was the other parenthesis on the right-hand side. So we'll do 4 minus 1, and 4 minus 1 is 3. Again, we rewrite the whole rest of the problem. 5 times the 3, and 5 times 3 is 15. Awesome. Feeling good so far? I hope so. That is awesome. All right, and one more thing. When we're asking what the order of operations is, order of operations is. Order of operations, of course, as we know, is the steps we follow to solve math problems. And why do we do that? We do that so we all get the same answer. We want to make sure we have a checklist of things that we do, and this is our checklist right here. Did you do the parentheses? Did you do the exponents? We'll talk about those next year. Did you multiply and divide? Did you add and subtract? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we worked down the checklist. Because if we don't work them in the same order, if you look at this problem right here, if you did the division first and then the parentheses, you get a very different answer. Even in this problem over here, if you just work left to right, you do 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. I guess that does work out the same way, doesn't it? That's funny. That one does. Sometimes when you solve problems in a different order, you get the same answer. Oftentimes you get a very, very different answer. Like, let's take a look at the first problem we started with. If we just work from left to right, we do 7 plus 3. And 7 plus 3 is 10. Then we do 10 times 4, and 10 times 4 is 40. 40 is a lot bigger than 19. That's a big difference. Like, if we were talking about dollars, that's an $11 difference. Sorry, no, that's a $21 difference between the answer that is correct and the answer we got if we just work left to right. If you're telling me that I had to pay someone an extra $21 just because they solved a math problem differently, oh my goodness, no, thank you. Okay, so if you don't have this in your notes already, chances are if you have your notes on order of operations, you already got this. If you don't, please write this down. The steps, order of operations is the steps we follow to solve math problems. And why do we do this? We do this so we all get the same answer. Why do we want to get the same answer? So we're all in agreement. All right, y'all, we have an exit ticket to after this. It's in our Schoology page. Also, just go ahead and check if you have any missing work. Please go ahead and work on that as well. Once you got all of that done, y'all have an amazing day. I cannot wait to see y'all in our new format tomorrow. I miss y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.